What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another session of Tudo Talks. My name is Jacob Restituto. I'm a musician from Northport, New York, and we have the incredible honor of having Jordan Orme. It's Orme, right? If I pronounce it
Yes,
correctly.
yeah,
Jordan
it's
Orme
Jordan
here on the
Orm.
channel.
Yep.
Thank you for taking the time, man. This is going to be a unique interview. You are a very busy guy, which is a compliment because the busier you are, typically the more successful you are.
Oh,
But
well, that's you know.
well, you are traveling, so we had to do a car interview. Which, hey, I'm grateful for your time, man. So we're working it out. The subs are definitely excited to have you here, man. I mean, you have quite uh, the repertoire, I guess you would call it, notches on your belt. I don't know how you'd call it, but so
Well,
for people
that's
that don't
too
know who you are,
kind,
can you
man.
can you give a little backstory?
Yeah, so I'm a film editor, and basically I just graduated from film school about 2 years ago, and I'm really
Wow.
involved in the music video industry. Um, and so I do like short form, so basically like commercials, music videos, anything that like that, and so yeah, that's kind of my bread and butter. And this past quarantine, I started a YouTube channel as well.
Whoa,
And it's just
hold on.
basically,
260 subs in this past year. Is that
yeah,
right? Oh
yeah,
my
that
gosh,
is
you are
true.
crushing it, man.
Oh, dude, that's too kind, man. That's too kind.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
wild.
it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. It's called basically, it's my name, but
Yeah.
the title of the videos is like it's a reaction channel. So it's video editor reacts to whatever. I do a lot of music videos because that's what I edit the majority of, and so it's yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's been super dope.
So one of the
So
things I've been loving about these chats, and one of the things I find super interesting is the fact like I'm talking with so many young people that have seen like a lot of success really early on. Like the fact that you said like you graduated film school 2 years ago. I mean, and
yeah,
I was watching some of your videos today, and I mean, in one of the videos you said, "Oh, these are some of the list of people that I worked with," blah 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 blah. Blah. And I was like, I paused.
yeah,
I'm like, "Oh my gosh, man! Like, you're crushing it." I mean, for the people that don't know, like some of the people, I believe, Justin Bieber was one of them, right? Then we have
totally, yeah,
Meg the Stallion, Nessa
yep,
Barrett. Like, just, I mean, that's only a few couple that But can you say some
yeah.
of the
So
list?
I have like this. I had this spiel like in the beginning of my older YouTube videos, where I would just kind of list off some of the people that I've had the pleasure and honor of being able to work with. And so basically that spiel is like Justin Bieber, Post Malone, Roddy Ricch, Tyga, G Easy, Quavo, Kalani, Sway Lee, Megan Thee Stallion. And I guess to add a few to that list, I worked with Lindsey Sterling since then, and I'm working with Julia Michaels and Becky G right now.
Oh
So
my
that's pretty
gosh,
cool.
dude. How does that
So
even
yeah,
happen? So that's the first
honestly,
question that I
it's
have. Like, how do you even break into that? How do you make these contacts?
yeah, that's a great question. So I guess a little bit of my backstory about how I got into the industry. Um, it really came down to uh, being in my last year of film school and trying to network as much as I can because I really wanted to be an editor. I knew that's what I wanted to do, and so I was like trying to meet with everybody that I could. I was taking out people to coffee and being like, "Hey, can I just pick your brain?" And I know that that comes with like a lot of stigma, but I think the way that the you would properly approach it is just trying to be their friend and trying to really admire them
I know a
for the
guy that
work
does
that they do.
things really similar things with Zoom interviews. Do you know that guy?
I don't know. I mean, maybe like yeah,
Continue. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know. Does his name start with a J or something? I
Does it
don't
rhyme
know.
with Jacob Restituto?
Jacob.
Yeah.
True.
That's funny, man. No,
Uh,
sorry. Continue. That's just I couldn't
but
help that.
honestly,
That's funny.
it's great because people love talking about themselves, and it's literally like it's true. Like everybody loves to talk about their work and what they're passionate and excited about. And if you give them an opportunity to talk about that, like they'll take you up on it. You can be really. I was very surprised about the different people that I could connect with just that way. It was very cool. Like just simply reaching out um, was a great tip. And
Sure.
so basically, I was doing that. I was editing a lot of music videos for free for alumni, and from
Interesting.
there, I was able to kind of create a reel. It was like Christmas break. I guess it was 2019 or 2018. I don't remember. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna like take all of the different videos I've done and try to make a reel over Christmas break. Uh, like a show reel just so I can send out to people. And I did that, and I was looking at job postings right before I was going to graduate, and I saw this job posting from a dude named Rod, and he was a guy that I had been following on Instagram for like years. And I was like, oh, basically it was on MediaMatch.com, which is like a very formal like job site, and it's for a lot of like post-production jobs. It's perfect for that. But I saw like at the bottom it said Arad. I was like, I know this guy. I know who he is. And so I basically ditched the job application, and I reached out to him on Instagram, and I was like, hey bro, I saw you had a job posting on Media Match looking for an editor. Here's my reel. I just made it. Let me know what you think. And so he replied, and he was like, thanks for sending. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Like, he didn't really say anything about it. And I was like, yeah, that's basically what I expected. I was just like trying to shoot my shot,
If he even responded at all,
Yeah, I was super surprised. I was literally in his like normal Instagram posts, like commenting, like, check your DMs, bro. I like sent you a little thing. Because I knew he was looking for an editor. I knew he was looking for an editor, so I was trying to like fulfill that need for him. And then about a month later, he reached out and he was like, hey bro, we're looking for like a young editor to grow with us. He is a director at Riveting Entertainment, by the way.
Riveting?
And yeah, Riveting Entertainment. So he does a lot of stuff with like Tyga, Chris Brown, a lot of hip hop artists, and he does like great, like huge mainstream music videos. And he's like, hey, so do you want to come to the office and chat really quick? And I was like, bro, heck yes. I like hopped in the car, drove as fast as I could to LA. I live like a little bit outside of LA. And so I drove downtown and was like, hey, met him, everything went great. And a week later, he was like, hey, bro, we have a video for you to assist and edit. And I was like, okay, shoot. So like super early in the morning, like 6 a.m., I drove out to his house, picked up a hard drive, and I was moving during this day too. This is like right when I graduated, I was moving the entire day. So I was like, set up my computer while boxes were like getting moved out of my house, and was like trying to assist and edit, like prep this whole project, and did it throughout that entire day, and was trying to like nail it and make it absolutely perfect. So he couldn't find any issues. And I didn't actually nail it. It wasn't completely perfect, but I did my best. And yeah, and then from there he was like, hey bro, do you want to edit an actual video? And at that point I like pooped my pants. I was like, bro, no way. Like, you're gonna let me edit an actual video? So I did, and I did my absolute best. I said also I would give you like a 50% discount on whatever you normally pay your editors. I'll like,
wow, interesting.
Cut that in half, just so I can basically, it's just like another incentive for him to get my foot in the door and just give me a chance. So yeah, and so I did that, and that video was with Roddy Rich and Rich the Kid, and it never actually came out.
Wait, that would that have been the box?
It was a good edit, and I think no. So that was the song's called "Go Up." The song actually is released, but the video never was released. I don't know why. I don't really know.
Uh-oh, I'm losing you for a sec. But hopefully we could get back connected. Well, when he comes back, I want to recap while he's working out his Wi-Fi situation. I want to say, from what I've seen him talking about, it's the fact that like he worked hard at just meeting people, just connecting is super important. Not only did he meet people and reach out and bring people coffee, bring value to other people, but he also took the opportunity to work at a discount. Like he said, he worked for free, created a reel, got content together. So he is taking. Oh, you back? Let's see if he's back. So essentially, here I'm gonna send.
They just shelved it.
Hold on, we might be back. You got technical difficulties going on. Hold up a sec. Oh, he just left. All right, here we go. It's just me right now. I think he's gonna hop back in a sec. But like I was saying, he did a really good job at taking things on his own. I apologize about the video that's a little jacked up at the moment. Here we go. He's joining back in now. Let's see. Hold on a sec. Let's see. Do we have you back, Jordan? Let's see. He just joined the Zoom call. But like recapping, like I said, we can go to voice. Let me see. You wanna let me send him a message. You wanna just go to voice, take out audio. So, like I said, he went to meet a whole bunch of people on campus, do free work, which is really interesting. Like, you get a lot of different perspectives on that, whether or not you should do free work, because like some people are like, oh no, get your value. Some people are like, hey, get your experience, and then like from the experience he was able to send it to this guy. So it's actually pretty amazing what he had done, you know. So he got experience. He shot his shot with the guy. Hey, you back? Can you hear me?
We're back, bro.
All right, we're back. Beautiful.
I apologize for that.
It's all good. Do you want to try just audio, or how do you want to go about it?
Maybe. Do you think that would help?
I don't know. I have no idea. But I was just recapping our conversation for the people that you did such a good job at explaining it. And I was saying, essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, you shot your shot with, first of all, doing some free work, which is, some people say it's great, some people say it's not, but it worked for you because
Absolutely.
From your free work, you were able to build a reel, which for people that don't know, a reel is a collection of work, essentially. That you make, like, say you do 100 videos, you put like 30 of your best into like this 4-minute clip, essentially. And then from that, you're able to get your job, you know, now, and it's amazing. So that's super fascinating. If we end up dropping again, we'll just cut to audio, and we'll try that.
Sweet. Great plan. I love it.
So that's fantastic, man. It's super inspiring to see how, and for that, not only that, to grow this YouTube channel, is how do you find the balance between working these professional gigs and working it? Not that YouTube isn't professional, but how do you, let me rephrase that,
Totally.
client gigs versus YouTube?
Right. I mean, it's definitely a tough balance. I guess I'll always prioritize clients over YouTube, because I'm getting more. That's where my main source of income is coming from. So I'll prioritize that first. But I mean, I definitely since I'm a freelancer, I can create my own schedule, and
Sure.
I do prioritize a lot, like probably 1 to 2 days a week for YouTube. So within that schedule, I really try to. I've like rejected a lot of jobs actually recently to try to create more YouTube videos and make more time to do some other projects that I've been working on. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
I'm curious, have you noticed while you're building, so pretend that they're both two different careers for a sec, which I would debate that they're actually the same career, but for argument's sake, pretend they're both different, right? If they are different, you're obviously building your one career, you know, by experience and opportunities, with, you know, say working with all these bigger names, but in building the YouTube career, you're also building quote unquote clout in the industry, you know. So I come from the mentality that they're all the same career. It's just Jordan Orme together. But do you see, as your YouTube channel grows, like you're getting, like people are recognizing you with a different sort of, like, you know, perspective, or like you have a bit more clout, or does that make sense in any way?
Yeah, I thought that might be something that would happen, but I've been fairly surprised about how that isn't really much of a thing.
Okay.
Like, I think there's some people that I've worked with in like the music video industry and just like the commercial industry and advertising, that they'll like, oh, like, you're Jordan. Like, I've seen one of your videos, and they're like, oh, that's funny. But it doesn't really I don't think it really gets you a lot of clout within like that industry. And like, it doesn't help me get a whole lot of jobs. I think there's been maybe some people that have been introduced to my work from there. So like, if they'll say, oh yeah, you're an editor, and then they'll go to my site and then they'll see my work. But it's really jobs that you've already completed that will help you get new jobs. So like me making a reaction video does not help me at all in getting an editing job. I mean, the only way it would help me is if they are able to go see my reaction video, go to my site and see my actual like client work, and then so it's like it's a big rabbit hole. But
I wonder though, like, as the channel grows, as it continues to grow, I'd be interested to know, like, now they're attaching Jordan, or I'm pronouncing it correct, Jordan Orme?
Yeah.
Okay,
Totally
Jordan
correct.
Orme, who has 2 million subscribers now to this, they're attaching that name, or like speaking obviously in the future, to
Yeah.
this video now. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting debate, and I guess only time will tell. Um,
Right.
but it's. I mean, what's the word is I'm looking for? But not clout is not the word I'm looking for, but like it's currency. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Social currency. It's
Social currency is
fascinating.
definitely a thing. It's been fun because, you know, there's a few like very small like indie music videos that I've done, and it's fun because I'm able to like comment on the video on YouTube because that's where like everything premieres. So I'm like, oh, video was great. I'm so lucky to be able to work on it, and people will see that comment and they'll recognize me and be like, oh wait,
Yeah.
you're Jordan Orme from the YouTube channel, and I think I don't know, it's super interesting.
It is absolutely. Um, it's such a fascinating, and you do a great job. But I think it also builds trust with subscribers and people. Maybe not the industry heads, but like people just in general, because for example, I do like music reaction breakdowns and stuff, and like
Right.
people realize, oh hey, like this kid knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? Like when you start talking,
Yeah.
I was watching some of your videos, and you were talking about all the zooming effects and all the slicing effects and pushing in and
Yeah.
pulling out and reversing and rewinding and all this stuff, and it's like, oh, like it's not so it shows a level of expertise to some degree too, you know, and
Totally.
you know, like the industry heads are probably going to look at more like your resume than your YouTube videos, but I debate as
Totally.
you continue to grow, you know, how that relates. You know, I mean, I don't know if you heard, but
Yeah.
like, is it one of Carly or Chloe Kardashian? One of the Kardashians is running for governor of California. You know what I mean? And like,
Right. Right.
and she had part of the reason that she's even talked about is her social clout. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
it wouldn't actually be that crazy, politics aside, but like society wouldn't be that shocked if she became governor,
Right. Right.
because
There's
it's just
definitely something to be said about that social cloud. That's true.
it's fascinating, man. I find it super fascinating.
Yeah.
I have to say, bro, one of the best videos that I've seen by you, and I might borrow the idea from, was your 1 hour video to the butter reaction. That was so funny, man. I loved it. I gotta be honest. There's no way I was gonna watch that whole thing.
Totally. That
But
was not the intention.
I thought that was so well done, man. Like what a way to capture that audience was so good. My marketing brain was so jealous that I did not think of that. I was so, oh man. That was
Oh
so,
gosh.
and has
That's
80,000 views on your channel. It's amazing,
Yeah.
man.
Honestly, I'm so surprised.
I was so impressed, man.
I mean,
That was so funny.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. That was honestly, I saw that on video on trending, and I was like, my marketing brain like started going. I was like, BTS really, instead of doing like a normal music video teaser, they had like a 1 hour animation of butter melting, and like that thing's on trending. Everybody's watching that. Like it's a crazy live stream experience. I was like, shoot, I should just react to the whole thing live, like to troll people as a joke.
Oh, it was so good, man. I wish
That's so funny.
I thought about it, man. And then the licking of the butter, you just added an extra little element to it, man. That was so
Yeah,
good,
that was
man.
fun.
That was so
That was
cool.
fun. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So, I mean, we spoke even in the couple of minutes we've already been speaking. We spoke a lot about how younger artists and starting artists that are even considering or just starting out can they I mean, I think in the first 5 minutes they could jot a whole bunch of notes down. Oh, you good? You still there audio wise or no?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
I'm here.
Did you? So I was saying that there's
Sorry
so
for the
much.
stare.
That's good. There's so much that they can take away from that. But if you were to,
Right.
maybe encapsulate a couple of tips for younger artists, starting out artists, what do you think you would say? Like, just starting out, or what things you've learned, or even maybe what you would tell Jordan Orme 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's a great question. I love that question. I think what I would tell myself 5 years ago, I got so hung up on like specific projects and trying to make every project that I work on like perfect. And now in hindsight, I've worked on, hundreds of projects. So it's like, Jordan, it's that one project wasn't that important. And another thing that I should have learned earlier is I was willing to like sacrifice relationships, and like I was really willing to like
personal or business.
yeah, I was not that great at the personal side of things. I was willing to do basically whatever. Like honestly, this is a terrible thing, but I would do like very like slightly illegal things, like breaking, like not getting city permits, or like trespassing this tiny area to like to get a shot, and basically just to try to make my film better. And that kind of carried over into the relationships things, where I didn't value relationships enough. Like the only thing I cared about was making the best film or the best movie, best short film.
Sure.
And that is not sustainable. Like you might make one good short film, but then no one will want to work with you. And in this business, it's such a relational business. And so
100%.
Especially in filmmaking, I don't know if you're maybe an individual artist, like if you're just you by yourself, like that might not apply as much, but
I don't know. I think I agree with you.
Yeah, it's so important. It's so important because
who's gonna want to work with you in the future? Even as a solo artist, you could say, "Oh, I'm the best. I don't need anybody." That's not true. You need somebody to book your like. When you go to book a gig, they're gonna say no because they know you're gonna destroy the place. You know what I mean? Like it's like
right.
100.
Exactly.
I completely agree with you. No, absolutely. To add on to that, like, or to follow up on that, it's super fascinating what you said about the relationships, but also mainly I think what's really interesting is, and I couldn't agree more, is the thinking every work has to be your best work, which I think there needs to be a level of excellence. But you're right. I remember being like, this song is a song that could make me famous. You know what I mean? And like now I've released 90 songs, and now I have this massive collection of songs. Sure, but it's like. One of them maybe, or I believe one of them at one point is going to be the one, but like putting all this pressure on this one is just not sustainable, and it's miserable, and it takes the fun out of the process. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. So one of the questions that I have for you, so as a musician, I debate this all the time, and I see this in music videos, and I'm so fascinated. I'd love to know your perspective. Actually, before we even go to this question, my question for you is, as an editor, do you also get the shots too, or do you just edit?
So I just edit. I started out in film school kind of doing everything. And the first music video I ever did, I shot. I just like, that's like my thing. Set is the worst place for me. It's so stressful. So I just edit now. That's basically all.
Okay. So you don't do much shooting, you just do editing, because I think you were cutting in and out a little there. But so my question.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's all good. My question is also, is your Wi-Fi turned off? Because if you turn off the Wi-Fi, it might be trying to connect to different random Wi-Fis if it's still on. Let's see. So my question for you though is, being a musician, I've always been trying to figure out, like, are music videos still relevant? And why? Because music videos came around back when MTV was a thing, and everybody and their mom watched MTV. Now there's YouTube, but like I'm curious the lifespan of a music video. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's being played on MTV 6 times a day anymore for 6 months. It's maybe 1 or 2 views. And I've always been curious. You know, I want the best bang for my buck. Always, like I'm super conscious of how I spend my time. So I'm like, why? And I like the idea of doing music videos, but I'm also like, why spend all this time and money? Oh my gosh, the money that some people spend on videos for you know a single view from a viewer. I don't know. What's your take on that? I'm like going either way. I don't know how I feel about them. You know what I mean? So I'd love to know your perspective. And the suspense that we have right now. Are you there?
Totally. So I think, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, let's try just audio for now.
Okay.
Maybe that'll help.
Cool. Let's do it.
You there?
Can you hear me? Yep.
Yeah. Now we can.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Sweet.
It's actually much clearer.
Oh, sweet. Amazing. I love that. All right. So to answer that question, I honestly think if I was an artist and I was I was in maybe a similar position to you, I would hardly spend any money on music videos. um, just
Fascinating.
because they can be so expensive. And I think the only time I would start spending a lot of money is if I was connected to a label and they wanted to like, that was like their plan and they wanted to fork out that kind of dough as part of like your marketing promotion. But so if I was an independent artist, I would spend like $500 on a music video, and I would honestly like make it myself or make it with my friends. Just come up with like some kind of creative idea, because production value. I guess production value is so much more accessible. Like back in the day, you'd have to rent these huge cameras and get film, and it would. I mean, that's why MTV videos were so expensive, and they went crazy with their productions. And now you can just grab an iPhone or even like a small Sony camera, and you can still make a pretty cool video with just you and your friends. Obviously, it won't be the same as like a $30,000 to $50,000 video, but you're still getting like, in comparison, like about the same amount of value as a huge music video production.
Is that what they typically go for, like 30 to 50K? Major label videos?
I would say that's about average. Yeah.
That's actually less than I thought they were going to be. I was
the mainstream videos can go way more though.
When you say way more, what are you thinking?
Like 50 or 500,000 to $1 million.
Probably. Yeah, okay, that's actually more what I was thinking. So I agree with that. Yeah, okay.
So but I would say like an average artist on like some random record label would be probably about like 30,000.
I mean, that's still a tremendous amount of money for one video.
Right, that's a lot. That's buying a car, you know? That's a nice car.
Why do you think labels, and this is a subscriber question, it's a great question actually, why do you think labels think that they're cost effective?
If they get a lot of views, they can be. Obviously ad revenue and stuff
true.
like that is very lucrative. So if you could get a video a lot of views, and I think partially if you have just a garbage video attached to like this great song, people might like see the song differently.
Interesting.
I don't know, but I think the song is like the most important thing about music videos, like, but way more than people would expect. I'd say it's like 90% of it. 90% of like the success of a music video is the song.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
10% is the video. So I would say, as far as like how many views it gets, why people would come back and watch it again. People come back and watch music videos because they like the song. Like that's the only reason.
That's true.
Otherwise, it's like the longevity is like a week. It's very short, like you were saying before.
Yeah. See, like I've always debated that, like you said, like these major labels. I'm talking more like major label stuff. Spending $500K on a video. Like I'm like, why not spend that on, I don't know, like I don't even know, like whatever, like placements or like trying to get it placed somewhere, or you know, like other types of marketing. You know what I mean? Like, totally. But yeah, I don't know. It's just maybe I don't know, and that's not in any way a knock on your industry at all. I just totally. Am curious about it. You know, because I've debated it, because I'm like, should I be spending this money on music video? Obviously not 30K, because that's out of my realm at the moment. But like should I be spending, like, should I be really focusing on them, and where is that experience? Because at my stage, I would be, I mean, I'm decent at film editing. You know, before I went on YouTube and stuff, I did a lot of client work, because being a musician, I had to learn how to edit my own videos, and then I realized, oh, hey, I'm actually talented at editing videos. So I'm decent at it. Like I've done a ton of stuff. So I would edit at this stage. I'd edit my own videos, but they're time consuming. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, do I want to spend what would take maybe, say 20 hours? I could crank out like 40, 50, 60, 100 reaction videos, and maybe even like a single out of, like an actual song single out of that too. You know what I mean? Like, why spend that time working on one video? And that's interesting. If you have anything to add to that, I'd love to know.
Totally. I think the first thing, that's super funny that you say that. Musicians make the best editors, like, period. Anybody who's a musician will be like very naturally inclined to editing. And I'm a drummer, so it's like,
oh, so your cues must be killer. Like your cues on transitions and stuff. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I did music first, way before I edited. I did music like in high school for a while, in middle school. And I just started editing actually when I got to college. That was the first time I ever started. But
that's actually pretty wild.
So I just think it's really funny how you say, yeah, man, like editing was really easy for you. Like, yeah, it probably is if you're a musician. or a producer or somebody who's just very connected to music. But yeah, I mean, like everything that I'm saying is just my opinion. I'm not interweaved and I'm not connected inside of a label. I don't really know where the money flow goes or what it looks like. This is all speculation. But I think if like I said, if I was an artist myself, I would save my money and like really try to, I mean, you can make really cool music videos for super cheap. That's what I would try to do.
Yeah.
If you have like a creative idea, like especially like OK Go, like they're like random weird ideas for their music videos, like back in the day. Yeah. Those were amazing.
Like the treadmill stuff.
And they were like viral, but like probably cost nothing to make. So
or even like maybe even a step up. I don't remember. I was talking to somebody on one of these interviews. We brought up Ed Sheeran's the A-Team music video. Man, like that video was probably shot on like the jankiest camera. Like you could see like there's probably like 8 pixels on that whole video. Like it's so bad, but like that has hundreds of millions of views because the song attached to it. You know what I mean? It's like he didn't spend barely any money on that video. I'd be surprised if he even spent $500 on that video. Probably spent. He's like, bro, I'll pay you $30 dinner if you film this video for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's so fascinating.
Yeah.
So where do you see?
So I guess like I said, like, I mean, just to recap, guess like what I said about 90% music, 10% video. I guess that's how to allocate my money. Is like I would spend so much.
Hold on, I think I lost it for a quick sec.
Making sure like the music was absolutely perfect. And then,
so like, to recap though, I lost it for a quick sec.
Yeah.
I think I lost you for a quick sec. So you said referencing back to your 90% music, 10%. Uh-oh. We're losing audio too. I think so. If I heard him correctly,
my bad.
Hold on. We'll give it a quick sec.
Yeah.
I think we can. Yeah. Maybe not.
Can you hear me now?
Kinda. You keep cutting in and out. I think we should be good. We'll give it a shot.
Oh shoot.
I think we're good. Actually, go for it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Sweet. Just to recap, I would say I would allocate my money the same way, like I said, with the 90-10 split. So I would literally put 90% of my money into making the music as perfect as it can be, and then any leftover 10% I'd put into the video.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's so fascinating, actually. That's actually really interesting. And that's kind of a good perspective for me as an artist, too. So what are you looking for? Actually, I have to ask this question because the chat is decently blowing up about it. What is your dance therapy? You there? Uh-oh. I know the chat.
Sorry, can you ask that question one more time?
Yeah, so I was saying that the chat is had like bringing it up several times. What is your dance therapy?
What is dance therapy?
Yeah.
So dance therapy, I don't know. So literally where the idea came from. A year or two ago on YouTube, he did this thing at the end of his video where he would just literally have therapy, where he would like sit and like, here, I'm gonna turn on my camera for this.
Okay.
He would literally sit.
So wait, who is he? Who is he?
Oh, sorry, did I cut out again?
Yeah, for a quick sec. So dance therapy is what?
JB504 he's a bass player.
Okay.
And basically what he would do is he does therapy, and he just sits and looks at the camera and he's like, hey, just tell me all your problems. So, you know, just say it and I'll just listen to you. And he sits there for like a minute at the end of his videos, and I thought it was hilarious. So, and I love dancing, and dancing makes me feel so much better. It is, I just feel instantly happier when I start dancing. So from there, I was like, hey, what if I just dance at the end of like my YouTube videos and call it dance therapy? Just, you know, to spread some positivity and leave the viewer feeling happy at the end of the video. So that's basically the whole idea. I just danced for a little bit at the end.
That's amazing, man. That's actually, I mean, both concepts are actually pretty wild. The concept of like just the therapy at the end, just I'm listening
Yeah,
even though I can't hear you. That's
right.
wild. And also the dance there making people feel good, man. What do you put music at the end of it?
Yeah, I usually put the same song that I was reacting to.
That's cool. That's actually pretty wild, man. That's really cool. So
Yeah, it's a
what are
lot of
some of
fun,
the
man.
things that you are and I'll let you we'll wrap this up relatively soon because I know that you're also you're driving. Well, you're not technically driving, but hey, if you had a Tesla, you could be driving, you know?
True. That self-drive mode.
Oh man, I want one of those things so bad. um what are some things that you look for in a video that you're like, "Oh, that's good. That's cool."
Could we narrow it down a little bit, like maybe a music video or
Uh,
something
should
else?
should we do music videos or should we do movies? How do you like? I'm curious on your perspective on movies. Actually, now that you clarified, I'm like, how does Jordan Orm think of movies when he's watching a movie? You know what I mean? And then we can clarify that
Yeah,
to music videos.
totally. I think for movies and I guess videos in general, the story is the most important part. The story is key. That's the thing that everybody will remember and
Mm,
cling on to. Like humans, when they were like in the very early stages, they would just literally still tell stories around the campfire, and that's how like history was recorded. That's how like everything happened, and that humans experience stories on a daily basis, and we love
mm,
to like step into other people's stories. That's why people love YouTube, anything like that. We love looking through the lens of somebody else's life and experiencing it. And
yeah.
so for movies, if it's a good story, that's what I look for. Literally nothing else matters to me.
So then,
But
uh, to follow that up, do you think that the best kind of music videos are the music videos that have a storyline rather than just like maybe just the artist singing or something like that?
partially, yeah, I think yes to answer that question. But the hardest part about music videos is it's so hard to tell a story that will move somebody within like 3 minutes. That's
Sure,
incredibly difficult,
sure.
and that's the key. That's the kicker. Um, but yeah, I mean, stories are different for like people connect with different stories. That's why everyone has like different favorite movies, you know,
That's
because
true.
everybody has their own personal experiences and sees life from a different perspective, and that's why different stories will connect with different people. I'm sure it's the same with music videos as well.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So, what are some things that usually catch your eye? Like, oh, that's really cool, or something like that.
Totally. I think wow, that's a really good question actually. I'm kind of stumped on how to answer that. I think honestly the best thing that captures my eye is subverting that and saying things that capture my ear. I think I think sound is the most important thing.
Sure.
Um, so if there's a way, and especially in the music video, if there's a way that somebody like creates a visual cut, excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me.
Talk about a
um,
sound cue.
right?
We got a
Sound is
Foley
so
stage
important. A
going in.
chew. um, there's a so basically if there's like a fill or something in a song and the music video editor is able to like capture the feeling of that fill visually, I think that like that will like always knock my socks off. I'm like, wow,
Mm,
that was so cool.
sure.
Um, so that's what I look for the most in music videos, and then in movies, I would say like sound design and a soundscape is so fascinating. I always really wanted to be a sound designer, um, as well as an
Mm,
editor, but sound is like such a deep dive that
sure.
that I didn't learn all the stuff technically that I needed to learn to become like a professional in that field, but I still
Hmm.
love it, and luckily I get to sound design all the time as an editor
Sure.
as well.
Sure. The chat is saying bless you. That's
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
funny.
Much
So
love to you.
who are some of the artists that inspire you that you're looking at? Like more like videographers or video editors, or who are some creators that inspire you?
Yeah, there's a director named Solomon Lightman. Um, I think it's Salomon or something like that. Um, he's like one of my favorite directors right now, and he shoots a ton on film, and he's worked with some amazing editors in the industry. Some of my favorite editors are Sam Ostrov. He works at Cabin Edit. Um, he's an amazing guy. He's a buddy of mine too. We've connected before. And there's a dude named Robert Lupowski. He does mostly commercials, but he's an amazing editor as well. He's also at Cabin Edit. There's a guy named Shane Reed at Exile Edit. These are all post houses, by the way. Mm-hmm. And they are just incredible. Whenever I'm like stumped and I need to like get inspired a little bit, I'll often go to post house websites, because post houses basically recruit some of the best talent from all around in the post-production world, and they do a lot of those like premium $1 million ads or $1 million music videos. So they have some really good stuff, and I always watch their content and
to get inspired. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So that's actually fast. That's a great idea, and that's what I do with music often. Actually, is I will, if I'm feeling not inspired, I'll go and listen to some artists and be like, what can I learn from this, or what can I be inspired by with this? That's fascinating, man. That's really interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you which ones do you find have the most pressure for you? Like, where do you find the most pressure in your work? Is it you said you do commercials too, right? So is it commercials? Is it what do you see?
Commercials are definitely harder to edit than music videos because the sound isn't paced out for you. You know, you kind of have to create the soundtrack at the same time as the video edit, which is almost double the work as a music video. Because music videos, you just cut to the song and you're just doing a visual cut, so it's not quite as difficult. So I'd say there's definitely more pressure with commercials, and trying to make sure that if you close your eyes and watch the commercial with your eyes closed, that it still is like a good experience.
So are you still doing that sound design, or does that get sent out to somebody else? How does that work? Like, say you work for Coca-Cola, like you're not gonna, like, when they send that film to you, you're not gonna hear the cracking open of the can. You're not gonna hear the sizzling of the cola as it bubbles up. Like, is that you adding that, or is that After Effects, or like not technically After Effects, wrong word, but post-production that does that?
Totally. So usually I will add that at a base level, because clients will need to be able to hear basically, what it's gonna sound like. And then we'll send it to maybe another sound designer or mixer who will spice it up, maybe add a little bit of extra sizzle, if you know what I mean, and make it sound really, really good. But absolutely, editors do have to do a huge amount of the sound design even before it gets to a sound designer.
Interesting. Yeah, I believe it. Absolutely. I mean, you kind of set the soundscape of the video. How often do you like? What's the split of commercials to video music videos for you?
Probably like 3 to 1. So I'll do like 3 music videos and like 1 commercial.
That's wild. It's so crazy then to see how like you're crushing this music video industry, man. It's so cool.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm on the top of the hill right now, and I'm a little bit worried about this service.
Okay. So let's wrap it up then, and maybe sometime in the future we can connect again. And I think I lost it. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna shoot him an email and tell him to thank him for his time. But thank you all so much for watching. This was really fun. I mean, we had a really great session. I definitely learned a lot, and I hope one day in the future.
So I might cut out for you.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna actually mute you for a sec because I'm gonna end this video. Well, thank you so much for everybody for watching. I definitely learned a tremendous amount, and I look forward to chatting with Jordan in the future. Thank you actually for the subscribers that helped set this up. I will see you guys in the next video. Definitely let me know who else you want to see in these interviews, and thank you again to Jordan for taking the time. This was a ton of fun. Oh, there you go. Peace out.
Hey guys, I'm back.
You're back on a not mountain now?
Yeah, so we're inside right now, but I just hopped on a Wi-Fi. So thanks so much for having me, dude. I really appreciate it, man.
I thought you said you were on a mountain. I'm so confused, but sounds good.
I am on a mountain. I'm in a building on a mountain right now. So we hopped on Wi-Fi. Man.
Very cool.
But thanks so much for having me, bro. It's been a ton of fun chatting with you.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you for all your insight, man. I'll see you in the next one.
All right, bye, bro.
Peace out. Thank you so much for everybody watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. God bless. Peace out. And let me know who else you'd love to see.